Hey guys, Amanda here. So I wanted to talk about something that happened earlier today between me and my son, and the circumstances surrounding that. So today after school, my son, gosh, I forgot exactly what it was about, but he wasn't listening. And oh no, that's what it was. I let him use a phone. He doesn't have any, he can't call anybody. It's just for games. And today when I looked at it, it said that it didn't have any more space and that some things needed to go, so I took a few of his games off. Thinking I'm doing him a favor, And when he got home and I told him about that, he started bawling and crying. And, I was trying to say, I understand that, you didn't like it. And, in the future, I'll just wait to talk to you before we decide what we take off. Because I didn't realize that some of those games had, levels and progress stuff on it. And he had worked on it for a very long time to get there, and I didn't realize that. And I should have been more, aware and asked him first, because that's the phone that he uses for games. So it's his phone in a sense. But he continued to go on, and he kept yelling at me. And it was here at my mother's house where I am now, and he expressed his feelings, but then he kept going and saying some really hurtful things. So I decided I was gonna go for a walk, because I didn't really care to hear him put me down like that over and over and over again. And I was trying to leave, and he tried to stop me, and he kept stepping in front of me, and I was like, get out of my way. I need to go. I need to have some space right now. And he kept getting in my way, and he was grabbing me, and I asked him not to grab me, and just kept doing it. So I got frustrated, and I kind of pushed him to the side. I didn't push him hard enough for him to fall, just enough to get him out of my way. And I didn't do it really hard, just enough to move him. And when I did that, he came right up behind me and punched me in my back as hard as he could. And then out of reaction, I ran after him, and that was not a good thing to do, because it just hurt my foot even more. I've been having a lot of foot problems, but I'll talk about that some other time. Anyway, so I start to walk off again, and he does the same thing. And instead of me, moving him out of my way, I just said move, in that mom voice, and he did. And I just started walking down, because where I live, if you walk down, there's a development right there, and I was just gonna go there and just have some space and whatnot. And I get halfway there, and I didn't realize, but he was right behind me, and he comes up and he punches me again in the back. And he ran off back here, and I couldn't run out. My foot, it hurts. I just can't do it, and so I just kept walking, even though I was in pain. And I walked down the development, and I found a spot to sit down, just to kind of think and process everything. And you know what, it was very difficult. I had myself a good cry, a long cry that I haven't done in a very long time. I don't like to cry because it means that I'm feeling pain, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling all that stuff, and I don't like to feel that. But it was very traumatic for me, because, and I know it was probably for him, but it just brought back those memories of being hit when I was a kid, and just other incidences in my life where people have used violence against me. And I started having flashbacks right then and there, and I just it was really hard, and I really cried a lot. I mean, I just let it out. And I've just been kind of what do you call it? Just kind of numb, I guess, or just that behavior was way out of control, and I did not raise him to punch people, especially me. I am his mother. I am the last person he should ever think of hurting, and actually following through on it. So after that, I don't know how long I was gone for. I was probably gone for a half hour, maybe an hour. I didn't really pay attention to the time. And I came back, and then they went to the store. Well, I sat here for a while. I was very, very sore. My back hurt, and my foot hurt, and obviously my emotions are hurt. And came back, and I sat down, and he did sit next to me. He was talking to me and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, like that kind of a thing. And then my mother and him went to the store, and when they came back, my mother kind of had a talk with him while she was out, and she told me that something had happened at school that kind of prompted the behavior at home. And what had happened is that kid at school that, he's had issues with because of distraction and stuff like that, with him not being able to do his work because he's bugging him all the time and all that. Well, this kid came up. He was doing something on metal. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he was playing with a different kid, and this kid came out of nowhere and just startled him, and he fell and hit his face off the ground and everything. And he doesn't have any marks or anything, but it was enough for him to go to the nurse and to have an ice pack and Tylenol. And he was reeling from that, and he took his frustration and anger about what happened on the playground out on me, instead of talking to me and telling me what was wrong. And then, I didn't say anything to him. I waited for him to tell me that what had happened, and, he had apologized to me, and then he said, "Mommy, I gotta tell you something," and then he told me the story, and I asked him, "Why didn't you tell me what happened at school?" And he replied, "I was afraid you would be upset with me." And I told him, "Honey, I'm not going to be upset with you if something happens and you need support. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You got to tell me these things, because violence is not the answer. It didn't solve your problems. It just made a new set of problems." And, I guess he's afraid that he can't talk to me. And I told him, "You can talk to me about anything. I don't care what it is, how embarrassing, how scary, how horrifying, how disgusting, how happy, how jealous. I don't care. He can always talk to me. Even if it hurts, he can always talk to me, because I'm his mother." And I told him that. I said, I am not going to be upset with you. And he's like, you're not? I said, no, honey. I am not going to be mad at you for telling me that there's something wrong and that you need support and you need help at that time. So that was what was going on with him. He hadn't experienced something at school and he was afraid to talk about it. So it festered inside of him and it boiled and boiled, and then he took it out on me through physical violence. And I'm not saying it's okay, I'm just saying that's what happened. So that's something I told him, that physical violence is unacceptable. I told him that is not going to happen. I'm not going to tolerate him hurting me or himself or other people. It's not okay. And I'm going to talk to his case manager and his therapist and his psychiatrist about what happened. Maybe see if there's something. Because I know that his psychiatrist wants him to go to where he works. There's like a school kind of program thing for kids that have like behavioral problems and whatnot. And he's been wanting him to go there for a long time. And I think maybe it's time that he does go, because he punched me in the back twice. And it actually hurts. I don't have any marks on me, but it hurts, and I'm hurt, you know. It's not fun to be hit, even if it is from your child, and it did bring back memories of abuse and stuff, so I hope that that doesn't affect me, but I think it's going to, because, well, it kind of brought back that realization of the trauma that I went through when I was a child. So that's where I'm at. He does have behavioral problems, as well as an inability to express his emotions verbally, and he wants to learn sign language so when he can't speak, he can at least say it in another way. And that was his idea, and I'm trying to find some place that just teaches sign language to kids. But so far all I found is ones that are taught for like adults and stuff like that, and for deaf people. But I don't think sign language should only be, you know, just for that target audience. I think anyone can learn. But maybe there's something online I could check out or something. But anyway, I gotta find something to help him, because I don't want him to grow up and be a violent man. I did not raise him that way, and I hope he doesn't turn out like that. I mean, I hope he doesn't make those choices to do that. But I wanted to make this video and tell you guys what happened, because this is a reality of what a lot of parents deal with their kids, is behavioral problems like that. And a lot of times people judge us and, you know, think that we're bad parents because of that. But I never taught him to be violent. I never did. Never. So I'm doing the best I can to give him everything. I try to give him all the support that he could ever have, as much as I can. But this is the reality of it. This is how it is right now. And I hope that for those that are watching that have kids, maybe young kids, or any kid, if you have this, have experienced similar situations, you know, just know that you're not alone. And for other people to just have a glimpse of that, you know, just a little bit of information. And for those with young kids, you know, just to give them a heads up that this stuff can happen, and that it doesn't mean that you're a bad parent. I don't believe in bad or good. I believe in choices, and sometimes choices have negative consequences, and sometimes they don't. It's all a matter of learning from them and doing the best you can. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. It's very, very difficult to talk about this. I don't usually talk about this stuff with people because they always give me looks like I'm an alien or something. They just look scared and horrified, and it's like, I don't have anybody that I can talk to about that, like, close to me who understands that, like, in real life, so it's hard. But it hurts so much. I didn't teach him how to be like that. And he hit me really hard. And I told him, I said, if you had been any other person, I would have called the police on you and had you arrested. I told him that's assault, and you can get arrested and go to jail for that. And it's a crime. You can't be going around hitting people no matter how angry you get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is just really hard to talk about, but I felt that I needed to talk about it just to get it off my chest and to just let other people know that you're not alone. And for those people who are like, oh, just, you gotta be a better parent, whatever. I'm sorry, but you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what I've been through. And I have been told by a lot of parents that I am a bad mother. And I am not a bad mother. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that and get it out there. So, I'm gonna go now. And I hope you guys are all doing well. And I love you all. And thank you for watching. Goodbye, guys.